Hello there, Internet and you amazing creatures of the beyond. Today we are on our final chapter of the quest. This is a four-part quest, story mission, something something. We shall see. It's not complicated, but we'll have to be careful. So open the com directory. Let's talk to the provost. Callisto, what brings you to me at this hour? Oops. Okay, that's not good. What happened? Inform the agent. Oh, okay. Yeah, I have to click this way. Captain Setbird, turning to you from her desk. Good seat. We have much to discuss. Going by past experience, you feel that this will be more of a lecture than a discussion. Sit down, get comfortable. We're building the theoretical work held by the Calicore Archive. Academician Corey research now supersedes those developments. The mode induction device from the Project Ziggurat hull you discovered and scanned was key, for it demonstrates truly unorthodox hyperphysics. Tritachyon use of AI has made a breakthrough, though I suspect that the human element of Tritachyon has only rudimentary theoretical understanding of what they've created. We're ahead of them in that respect, Captain. So it shall be we who reap the ultimate prize. However, our hands are tied. Baird looks up as if defying some overbearing god. Thomas Calicor played Tritachyon and the hegemony of each other. It was a delicate balance and he lost control. The hegemony was forced to act and I was forced to step forward to clean up his mess. It is clear that a side had to be chosen, so I have chosen the hegemony. They are a known quantity, whereas Tritachyon is mercurial, and their indiscreet abuse of AI core technology threatens to open Pandora's box for a third time, so the third AI or. To this end, I must ensure High Hegemon Dawood that the Galatia Academy has his interests in mind as we pursue toward the next breakthrough. I need you to make direct contact with the top executive of the hegemony. Presumably, we can reassert most of the terms of the agreement Provost Thomas Calicor had previously promised and subsequently failed to deliver to High Hegemon Daud. With is the proposed gritting her teeth, additional provisions and information sharing due to Calicor's squandering of that trust. Daud needs to know that there won't be any more dramatic, destructive public experiments on his watch. So I go to Chico Mostok and ask to see High Hegemon. Of course not, Bert says curtly. The High Hegemon does not simply speak with people like you. Besides, imagine what the Ludic would think if you went to Dawood's office saying the Galatia Academy wants to talk to you about firing up Moloch's grand experiment again. He'd be a fool to rattle that hornet's nest of small-minded millennialists. What you're going to do is get diplomatic credentials from a highly placed Persian League VIP. Your cover story is that you're acting as a convoy between Yaribei faction of Kazaron and the hegemony. Uh, what's the Yaribei faction? A major player of the Persian League internal politics, Jens Yarbey, sorry, is one of the big three Kazaron dynastic family corporations, and they favor let's call it a compromise, which would see the Persian League unite with the hegemony. Baird removes her spectacles for a moment. League hegemony reconciliation. She shakes her head incredulously. What is important is that hegemony and the church will accept an envoy bearing Yarbei diplomatic credentials having a private talk with the high hegemon Daud. Why would the Yarbei person help me or you? Bert smiles coolly. Horus Yarbei's eldest attendant has the Galatia Academy. Attends the Galatia Academy. Sorry, there was an incident. There usually are when the children of unimaginable wealth go out into the world. They're unaccustomed to the boundaries. Imagine the shame, the scion of Jens Yarbei facing expulsion, says the provost. Unthinkable. It would be a bigger scandal than that of Koto Child trying to play Revolution on Umbra. I'll provide you with a message of Horus Yarbei. Tell him we want to use him as a cover to whisper whisper in Hegemon Daud's ear. Horus also wants his eldest child to graduate with distinction from his prestigious academy. Baird holds her hands up in mock innocence. Whatever is to be done, I wonder. Why don't you talk to directly to the hegemon? The hegemony, for all its posturing, the loyalty, tradition, and honor bear smirks. It's an old collection of factions and ministries with conflicting goals. Their infights is all by the book, of course, usually, but the book, as our ludic friends can attest, will tell a different story depending on who is doing the reading, of course. Let me be blunt, Captain. Many of the hegemony would see me and you in prison or executed for what we've done. The Ludic Church hardliners pray to make an example of us again, and there are enough faithful in hegemony ranks that keeping their secrets from the church is difficult. Calicor made the mistake of providing his enemies with an excuse. Now hostile eyes watch the Galatia Academy, waiting for another slip up. I happen to know that Baikal Daud is open minded about my great project. Though he cannot act openly, he is, after all, the High Hegemon. Get credential from Yarbei, talk to Hegemon, got it. Go to Kazeron in the Thule system. Baird says, remind Horus Yarbei of how we stand. When you meet High Hegemon Daud, tell him that the rewards of the Galatia Academy's research will be exclusive this time. I'll provide you the documents to give him. The provost turns from you to look out the diamond matrix window of her office. Once the high hegemon cooperation is settled, we can proceed to the active experimentation stage. You can tell she's smiling now, as if she can't help herself. Corey's team is putting the finishing touches on the gate scanner. We'll need more data, and we need you to collect it. Go and speak with her about this. Do whatever she requires. I'm kind of the errand boy here. You understand well enough by now that this is your cue to leave, and on cue, you feel the doors open behind you. The mirror mask guards await. That's cool. Okay, let's talk to Gargoyle first. Fancy new ship you've got there. Very mysterious. Gargoyle wiggles the fingers of both hands at the confit. Spooky three-tack ultra tech from beyond the veil. Ooh. The hacker drops the act, then says deadpan. Sure, was nice of Baird to let you keep it. What's that supposed to mean? Maybe she's coming around. I think she likes me. What that's supposed to mean? Gargoyle shrugs. Baird doesn't really do nice, does she? Have you figured it out yet? You're a shiny distraction, the shiniest. Every militant officer's eyes are popping out of their heads, staring at your wake, drooling. Meanwhile, The real show can proceed right here. Sure, they'll come sniffing around the Galatia Academy just about instantly, but that will be their B teams. Gargoyle's arms cross with satisfaction. Look, neat, huh? Super neat. Yeah, well, the hacker starts getting distracted, reading something on the secondary display. Have some fun with it, at least. Did you come? Did you comms me for a reason, or were you just lonely for some mental stimulation after having roboting underlines salute you all day? Um, Fine, fine. I'm gonna talk to Corey. You're kind of a messy mess. The comms image stabilizes of Corey in her laboratory office, surrounded by holographic projections of data tables. Oh, she says, looking up. Captain Callisto, yeah. Provost Baird said I'm to fill you in on the new development. She sweeps away several display worth of work. Arcane glyphs and diagrams collapse into unobtrusive icons. First, she says, this is a prototype device. I told the provost that we're the only part way through the tests procedures. We've been using the Galatia gates as a test case. But I suppose if we make ongoing calibrations and update the firmware via Hypercom, Corey mumbles to herself as she starts tapping out a new checklist. What exactly is it you want me to do? She looks abashed. I'm not doing a very good job of this, am I? Technically, teaching was never. Sorry, let me answer your question. Corey takes a breath, centering herself. This prototype can interact with the gate manifold itself. It is my supposition that the gate network is not so much collapsed that it is folded up. It's there, but inaccessible, maybe. We'll need to test certain properties, and she looks at an ancillary display, catches herself, and turns back to you. It was your scan of the mode induction device from the ziggurat hall that opened the door. It showed us things. Her voice rises with excitement. Unimaginable things. Or she catches her enthusiasm with a skeptical look. What it showed was highly improbable within the current body of accepted theory. There are entirely new subfields of hyperspace physics out there whatever, just waiting for first observation. Fascinating. How will I be assisting in these new discoveries? Right, of course. We're transferring the gate scanner to your fleet now. I'll give you the rundown of on the operation. Corey pulls up a new shared holo display, a wireframe depiction of a domain era gate. An icon standing off about 3 diameters from the ring itself seems to represent your flagship. You recognize the diffuse bubble around it as the influence of a drive field. Looks simple enough. You'll have to be stationed fairly close to the gate, and you must ensure that there are no active drive fields within the gate diameter itself. She focuses back on the display. Once you're in place, execute the pre-coded instructions. The data will encrypt itself and be sent back to me when you're in range of the hypercom relay. We'll need to calibrate the hyperdimensional transfer of course. So you'll need to scan 6 different gates. We've already scanned the Galatia gate, so it has to be 6 other gates. Then comes the next step. The next step, Provost Baird says that I shouldn't talk about it, Corey says, but Seeing as you're in the line of fire, well, without thinking, she glances away, then speaks quietly. We've been calling it the Janus device. It's premature to name it, I admit, but when the hyper physics team gets excited, she shrugs helplessly. There's no stopping them. It's just Cory notices a blinking display. The equipment transfer is complete, Captain. You're good to go. Great. Time to scan some gates. What is it that you are saying? Ah, well, let's see. She sighs unhappily. She looks more tired than you've ever seen her. The team is eager, and I appreciate their work, but my strength is theory, not hardware applications. It's also clumsy, and our fabrication equipment, the techs tried their best, but the provost expects the world and more. She wants to push the schedule faster. It's simply too fast. I need time to refine the math, to run more equipment tests, to get top of the line components. Cory stifles a yawn and gets some sleep. She looks away. If Elisa was here, this would be all so simple. Elisa Zal, right? From Westerners. Cory looks at you like she's thinking to trust you, to hide something. Yes, I mean, at first, yes. Um, Things became complex. She got in a lot of trouble, and I don't want to make it any worse. One of her many display pops an alert with chimes urgently. Sorry, Captain, I need to get back to work. Uh, we put together a new hyperspace rig. They're waiting for me in the test chambers. Good luck. Uh, Open the directory. Let's see if we can get more info. We don't want to do any more jobs. I don't know exactly how we got to. Mm, oh yeah, we needed to get her, but we're gonna get her a bit later. Okay, so leave. Let's see. Our ship is here. Everything is okay. We're gonna take the fleet with us. I'm gonna leave this ship home. I don't like it. I mean, I like it, but I don't like to carry it. So it's not very versatile as the other ships. Or maybe it is, but it's not my taste. Because it's so overpowered. Oops. Sorry, Mr. Asteroid. Didn't want to hit you there. And besides, we're consuming a hell of a ton of supplies, which we will probably need later on. Let me see how many people we still have. Oh, okay, we're doing okay on personnel. Okay, okay. Let's see where the gates are. So there is one gate here, which we're going to. Actually, we can. Gates. There we go. 31 gates. Ooh la la. So almost every system has a gate in the core systems. We're gonna do this one probably. Um, the thing is that they also can have like various scenarios when. So we'll see. Depending on where we go, we'll have some interactions. Probably I'm gonna do this for and maybe this one because this is in our system and this one. Yeah, so I'm gonna just do this four and this two. Yeah, well, okay, whatever. Let's resupply some stuff. F. You're going to sit here. What else? Everything else seems in order. Why don't I have an officer in this? Well, whatever. Well, actually, I do need one officer in there. Let's just take one. Oops, no, no, no. This one. And let's take a random one. No, 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 no. Whatever you. Okie dokie. Let's see if we can resupply. Oh, repair. Pum, pum, pum. Oh, I should leave those things home. Mhm. Confirm. Sort. We can still play with some of these weapons, but whatever. I do not care. Let's see where we have to go. Oh, scan the gates. Let me remove one of these because I made that as a backup in case something went wrong with the quest. And let's see now. Mhm. Hello there, Hegemony. So, a silent ring of academician adamantine material, the relict of a former age. You query the status of the gate scanning package, and your sensor officer gives you a quick head shake. Their station interface is spotted with amber warning message. Is Captain, there's some kind of interference coming from the nearby hegemony fleet. And all of a sudden, they're starting to be interested in the gates when the gates are inactive, and they didn't do those for so many. They didn't touch them for so many cycles. Yet now, ta-da! The scanner can't make a lock. Oh, we need to talk to them. Hey, 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 don't run from me. Accept. Citizenship barks. This is a special naval operations zone. Stay clear or you will be fired upon. What's the special operation for? I need you to move the fleet away from the gate. Your operation will fail without my help. Let's go with this. Excuse me, citizen? You sense Commander Deimos reaching for the disconnect button. I know about the gate scans. She blinks. I cannot confirm or deny any speculation concerning the nature of this confidential operation. Explain that you are scanning gates as well. You summarize the story of the gate research from Thomas Calicor's failed Galatia experiment onward, leaving out the inconvenient detail about your own involvement. You speak of Tritachion's secret research and the High Hegemon's tacit approval of the Galatia Academy resuming the project. The Hegemony commander's face freezes as you speak and remain unnaturally still. You sense the sheer effort of will. Interesting story, Captain. She blinks rapidly. What is your point in telling me this? Actually, never mind. Let's talk about something else. Yeah, clearly we're gonna choose that. Your scan won't work. Mine will. I'll do the scan and give you my data. We're gonna use 1 point so they can leave us alone. Confirm. There's a long. Oh, we got 1,000 experience points. Not nice. Maybe one extra point, whatever. There's a very long pause. There exist provisions to integrate non-naval forces into the hegemony operations on an ad hoc basis if conditions deem it absolutely necessary to achieve strategic goals. Another pause. High Hegemon Baikal Daud opened the armories to civilian fleets during the siege of Chicos, Chicomostok, and more quietly, and then Rao's antics at Ratatosk. These names are killing me. The hegemony commander winks, then nails you with a stern look. Captain, I am officially activating you as an auxiliary asset to this operation. An auxiliary? Yeah, sure. Regular forces will withdraw to a safe distance. Then I am ordering you to perform your scan of this gate. Upon completion, you will transmit your data to my flagship. She stands up a little straighter, and my orders are my orders. Understand, Captain Callisto? I will carry them out immediately. Yeah, of course. Then the mission is a go. Please proceed, Captain, says the hegemony commanders with a little smile and cuts the com. Yeah, we're totally under your command. But we got 10 with her. You cut the comms, the hegemony fleet resumes a neutral position, and we can scan the gate. Scan the gate. Oh, execute scan blinks expectantly. The gate awaits as cold as a tomb. Your command display is overlaid with a representation of the hyperspace manifold surrounding the gate. It is calm and cool, devoid of drive wakes. As the scan begins, you watch a line of disruption flare between the icon representing your flagship and the icon representing the gate. Spirals and ripples spill out in non-Newtonian waves, surging from a point at the center of the gate. No, it's not a point, a circle, a sphere, a torus, and inverted funnel, then some other form that makes you squeeze your eyes shut. You hear faint music from far away. Captain, your sensors officer is looking at you. The scan is complete. You realize it's the second time they said this, and you gesture as if you were simply lost in thought. Yes, 1 out of 6. Continue. After the scan is completed, you order your comms officer to transmit the copy of the data to the nearby hegemony fleet using the operational frequency provided. With only one good data set, it's not likely they'll have a major leg up on gate research compared to the Galatia Academy or Tritakion for that matter. We can't fly through the gate. Good, 1 out of 6. Let's see the next one. We're going to go here, resupply, and where's the gate? Ah, over here. Good, good, good. Everything is going according to plan. Now, fly, my little fleet, fly. We're so slow. Now, the reason I'm taking the fleet is because we might have an encounter with a fleet that does not want to cooperate. So, yeah. I mean, you can back out of a fight and come back later. It's not a problem. The game is very indulgent and helps you out. But there are some opportunities that you do not want to miss out on. Okay. Let's resupply here. I'm gonna take all of this. And we should be good to go, right? Alright. Let's see where that gate is. Over here. Bam. I don't know what the diktat is going to say about this, but I'm sure they have their own pause involved in here somewhere. It's only natural. There we go. Oh, no? Scan the gate? Oh, no, they didn't care about it. So your comp display shows a representation of a hyperspace manifold. It is calm and cool. The scan begins, a line of disruption flaring between your flagship and the gate. Spirals and ripples spill and surge in non. Okay. Oh, it's the same? I thought it was a different one. Interesting. Okay, which one is next? So we did this one, this one. Let's go to IMA. Then I'm gonna go here, here, and here. Or maybe I'm gonna go here and here. So we can turn to Galatia. Yeah, that is the plan. Actually, let me just go directly to the gate. We are so slow. Oh, thank you for the cash. Hmm. Now where is Ima? Over there. Quick jump. Let's make a quick save, just in case somebody's here waiting for us. Oh, apparently we went in without a hitch. A silent ring. Captain, the pirate fleet is... So wait, the query of the status of the gate scanning package and your sensor officer gives you a quick head shake. The station interaction is spotted with amber warning message. Captain, that pirate fleet is... It looks like they're pulsing their drive bubble. The gate scanner can't make a lock with all that interference. Which... What the hell? Where are they? They said a pirate fleet, but I don't see a pirate fleet. For real? Where is... let's go here. Maybe we'll find it in the... on the way there. If not, we're just gonna have to use a different gate, I suppose. But which pirate fleet? That's the curious part. I don't see it. Hmm. Hmm. Hopefully I can talk with them. Or with these guys. Eh, open comlinks. Don't be a fool. Casting at every bleep you find out there, you want to get picked up by half the listening station. This slides off the sector. Okay, no, not you. Which freaking fleet? Mm, Warboss. Damn it. Uh, that's another blueprint. Where is that fleet? Maybe you? Hey, don't run away. Comlink. No? I'm just gonna try one more time. If not, we're just gonna use a different gate and that's it. But yeah, well, maybe it's a tiny bug. And the fleet did not generate, or the fleet is very far off its position, so then that might be an issue. But you know, what can you do? The game is technically still in beta. Ouch. Oh no, the fleet is here. It just took a stroll. Or it was coming towards us. Accept the com request. You want the gate, yeah? The pirate captain mumbled while chewing on something. Well, it's mine, so then you leave. They'll have to pay me and mine some tasty nice credits. The pirate smiles crookedly, showing off pieces of her last snack and some diamond incision in scissors, which you're sure were very impressive to some hive gang. Give me 10,000 credits, and you can have a Tian gate and do your business. Just pay the bribe. 10,000. 10,000. Go away, pirate. Scan the gate. Uh, yeah, it's the same. I thought this was different. And advanced each time you scan the gates. Apparently, I was wrong. Let's go to Azaltan. Where is that gate? Am I blind? Oh, here it is. Hmm. Silly pirate. Trying to stand in the way of progress. Uh-huh. Well, why did we take this long way? But whatever. Come on, come on. We do not have all day. We can do the quest in any order we want. Uh, because right now it's contact Horus and do that thing and then scan the 6 ships. So, yeah. It's, scan the gate? Hmm, interesting. And now let's go to our place, scan our gate, which is really cool. We have a gate. I guess you guys know where the story is going, but I'm not gonna spoil the fun. Eh, eh, eh. We're gonna burn some fuel. But we're going home, which is nice. We haven't seen Rome in a while. Oh, look at this beauty. We are buffed. Um, what? There's a chime. Wait, your sensor officer says there's a hypercom pulse source near the gate. Some kind of microsat. Your bridge crew quickly identifies a boogie hidden on the opposite side of the gate and center it in the primary display. Before you can give a follow-up order, there's a small flash of light, leaving only a rapidly expanding cloud of debris. Your comms officer reports that was a coded pulse, very short, probably a tactical scan of this fleet. Then it self-destructed. Whoever left that microset knows exactly who we are. Scan the gate. So somebody's on our heels. We have to do one more scan. Some things happen. I mean, it's very random, these events, but it also depends in which faction sector you go. But you can just do all of them outside of the core sectors and it should be okay. Core system. It works just as well. Whoop. Can we scan it without a hitch? Oh, and there we go. Well, we didn't have to fight anything. That's cool. Sometimes you find the Ludic path or the Ludic church. I don't remember which. And they won't let you scan unless you fight them. So that is why I've taken the whole thing. Let's go to Galatia. The Academy. And afterwards we're gonna leave the fleet because we're not gonna need it after this. There's no more encounters. And I know it's like a mini spoil, but mm, it's it's just for us not to burn any more fuel. Open the directory. Let's talk to her. After a short while, your connected request. Hello, Captain. Cory says, her attention on a flickering bank of holographic data tables. I'm sorry, but I'm. Oh, oh, my mistake. Um, we have to actually. The mission is composed of two parts. Well, okay. Fair enough. Let's go deposit our fleet since we are safe now. And the rest of the quest will be a breeze. I know it's kind of linear. There are a few, mm, let's call them deviations here and there, but it's technically pretty linear. All the choices are more of a flavor thing. Although I did wish there would be like a more role playing thing and your choices would matter or it would influence things at the end. But still, the story is pretty well written. So I think it's very difficult to implement that in that sense. Um, let's just leave everything, and I'm just gonna take you, and that's it. That is it. Why the hell do I have ballistic? Am I crazy? Oh my god, we've been playing with this instead of this. Damn it, I'm so silly. I never even realized I chose the wrong skill. Crazy. Crazy. Let's reassign this skill correctly. What can we do? Sometimes we make mistakes, but still we did pretty well. Besides, this is just for personal skills, so we can exchange it into anything we wish. We can even go with this one and whatever else we want. Maybe this one or this one. I don't know. Whatever. Hey, oops, 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 oops. I forgot I have so many things on me. My mistake. Well, we don't need that much. Maybe, oops, something like this. Yeah, yeah, 40 should be okay. Let's repair really fast. Oh, we don't need to? Perfect. Okay, so let's do the mission. Where is it? Casaron. I think we need to be to. I know there was a thing you needed to land on the planet instead of the space station. Otherwise, you couldn't detect the option to start the quest, or to continue it. But whatever. Everything is awesome. Ah, we are so much faster now. The act of diplomacy, or shall we call it blackmailing? um, Horus. So, yes, do I know you? Horus Yarbe asks impatiently, his attention clearly elsewhere. Have we business? Explain that you are acting on Provost Baird's Provost Baird representative. Provost, oh, his face falls. This must be about, I mean, tell me, whatever this is about. You got his attention now. I need diplomatic credentials from you. I need to talk to Hegemony Dode. What? He says, incredulous. The High Hegemon himself? Why should I? Oh, the situation. I see. Now, that's the look of resignation you've come to expect from those being blackmailed by the provost. Yes, of course, Provost Baird. He said. He says, "I expect she's provided you with a message for me." Send Baird recorded message. The com link clicks to a holding pattern displaying the ornate crest of the gens Yarbey. You watch Kazaron commodity futures scroll through the bottom of the display. After a couple of minutes, catching up on a bulk of non-ferrous projections, the com display chimes. Horus appears looking somewhat more collected. Captain Callisto, was it? Yes, of course. Provost Baird explained her proposal, and I do believe that we may arrive at a mutually beneficial agreement. Continue. I shall see that you receive Yarbay diplomatic credentials. Mind yourself well with this, Captain. If you were to commit some un- unward scheme using the good name of Jens Yarbay, we should declare the crypto key stolen, and then, well, I need not be said that any decent authority would treat you with with you appropriately. He clears his throat, keen to move on to from the topic. Of course, you have nothing to worry about this. Naturally, Horus glances about uncomfortably. I trust Baird's good judgment, of course. Now, I know not what ruse the good provost is pursuing, but if indeed you established a line of communication directly and privately to the High Hegemon, a small smile appears on Yarby's face. That would be splendid. For my half of the agreement requires the delivery of com encrypted codes to our friend Baikal Daud. One mustn't have com, commit snooping on important negotiations, yes? So do see that done. How can you be sure the High Hegemon wants to talk to you? Do you really believe the league can reconcile with the hegemony? I don't imagine the ERB outlook is popular on Kazaron. So let's select the second one. A simulation of the league worlds in hegemony policy and an obvious condition of their reconstruction of the domain, to say nothing of the foundation of their legitimacy. Horus looks to the side, and you get the sense that he is repeating an argument he has made many times before. Publicly, the hegemony demands is unconditional. How can they ask that after Mayasura? They must compromise, but I understand their position. They maintain a hard face to buoy support from the masses and lower officers, and he shakes his head once. The Ludic Church in this way. The top leaders of the hegemony, particularly High Hegemon Baikal Daud, must see things more clearly than they let on. They understand that they must hold the banner high and speak of iron resolve to the bloody end, right up until the moment they can represent their people with a great victory, peaceful reconciliation, victory without war, imagine. He looks suddenly self conscious. I apologize, Captain. My eldest doesn't tell me I have a way of carrying on, and does not it and it is not untrue. How can you be sure that he will want to talk? He'd be a fool not to, Horus says disdainfully. We offer a peaceful solution to the League hegemony conflict that may profit us all. Daud may be high scum, but he's clever, practical. To put himself out of the whole of Chikosmotok, he must be a man who understands the compromises one must make to survive. In fact, I admire the man, says Horus, seeming to surprise himself. Despite his beginnings, I believe he will accept a compromise that allows us to keep what makes our league great. What does it matter the flag we live under? That's true. I really like that you're kind of parallel to what's happening within the old lore between these factions, and you're kind of playing a key role into it, but you're not actually tipping the scales. You're just expanding their plans, which is cool. It's a new approach. I like it. I mean, not new, but it's a fun approach. I'll be sure to put in a good word with the hegemon. Horus smiles. Excellent, I thank you. I don't imagine Yarbe outlook is popular with Kazaron. Perhaps not. Not yet anymore. The great gens of Kazaron where it matters. Um, Gens Hanan would have us had an empire, another Sindria. Meanwhile, Gens Koto builds bridges with the other league worlds. While I respect their accomplishments, they take anti-hegemony sentiment down to the level of rabble-rousing fanaticism. Besides, what other world in the league can match the might of the Kazaron? Our stable of allies is anemic. Were it to come to a total war, stars forbid, I think the hegemony would prevail. He looks troubled. And then the jackals would tear our vulnerable world apart. I fear the sector could not recover from a second collapse. This is the only way. I hope you agree, Captain. Certainly, it's a noble goal. I'm glad you hear that, Captain, he says. Maybe you can do some good. Starting with High Hegemon Daud. I'm off to see the Daud guy. Leave? I have to go to the planet again. Oh, come on. Stop hitting those boulders, please. Let's just take the shortcut. Order. Okay, let's do a save. This is gonna be a lengthy read. Baikal. After an interminable time watching the Hegemony logo, the com link connects you with what appears to be a junior cadet. You suspect they haven't even graduated from the Naval Academy. Hello, citizens, the cadet chirps at you brightly. You've reached the office of the High Hegemon. Tour booking of the Hegemon Council campus are currently unavailable. If you'd like to know more about how you can assist the restoration of the domain, please accept the information packet upload now. Download the Holo experience. I hope you enjoy this tasteful celebration of the hegemony history, brainwashing to the maximum, the cadet says. From the heroic uh, flight of Admiral Molina to save the Persian sector from the collapse, to the victory of High Hegemon Daud over the Titakion and the AI invaders. I'd like to meet the High Hegemon. I'm sorry, but the High Hegemon is unavailable. The cadet smiles bluntly. I am an envoy from Jens Yarbey of Kazaron, transmitting credentials now. The state change across the cadet face as they realize you aren't some tourist is instantaneous. Affirmative, Captain. Their tone is military crisp now. Received and thank you, Captain. I will confirm with OPSCOM. An officer will speak to you shortly. Please maintain link. This comes out. The display flickers back to the crest of the hegemony. Continue. In moments, the crest disappears and you speak with a real officer, some kind of secretary to the High Hegemon, who verifies your credentials and schedules you for a brief face-to-face meeting with Baikal Daud. Captain Callisto, I see. Yes, we can fit you in. The High Hegemon is a very busy man, but he has expressed an interest in your matter. Please forgive the ad hoc arrangement. I assure you that it is necessary. Continue. Before you know, you have a time, a place, and a visitor passkey to present. A public map database research confirms that you have been asked to arrive at some kind of naval shipyard in orbit of Chikosmotok. The officer secretary did not take the time to explain the purpose of meeting at this odd venue. Cut the comms. Shuttle the naval. Blah 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 blah. Your shuttle approaches the naval shipyard in Chisco. Okay, orbit. The planet spins below you like a murky brown ocean. A hegemony patrol pings your shuttle as the superstructure of naval dockyard grows like the ribs of some Genemod leviathan. The visitor passkey satisfies the patrol's inquiry, and they maneuver toward the next transport. On approach, the landing bay still bears the faded logo of Bilai Astra Group, a domain era manufacturer of heavy weapons and a key supplier of the 200th Legion. It looks like a post-collapse fragment of the corporation has taken over this asset and now contracts exclusively to the hegemony navy. Look at the shipyard. The bay is crowded with transports, military, and civilians. Some high roller has even landed a shimmering O-type kite, much to the annoyance of the ground crew. A young ensign checks your pass with their data pad, then leads you and your bodyguards past the crowd of civilian officials and media drones. You arrive at a checkpoint, still get setting up for civilian access. The ensigns indicates your guards. They will have to wait here. Captain, you will have to leave your sidearm with the armorer. Hand over the sidearm. The armorer hands it to another man, not in uniform. You look him over. Military bearing, subtle cybernetic augments, combat rated civilian clothes. Rivas, High Hegemon Doubt's chief of security, the ensign tells you. The chief of security examines your sidearm as if it were his own. With a light touch, he removes the cell mag and passes it to the armorer. He returns your unloaded weapon to you. Captain, he says, and with a word gives you permission to reholster your sidearm. Rivas turns to the ensign and says, I shall escort the captain to see the High Hegemon. The ensign begins to salute, but catches herself themselves. Rival Rivas is not military, at least not now. Then simply nods, sir, before turning back to the landing bay. Follow Rivas. Rivas leads you past the half dozen checkpoints set through the guts of the shipyard. At each checkpoint, you both submit to a flicker of biometric scan, and then a guard nods to Rivas and allows you both passage. Finally, you enter an utilitarian vestibule. An emergency vac suit lockers, fire suppression equipment, and safety notices line the walls. A diamond matrix pane separates this compartment from the enclosed space dock visible beyond. A perfect new Eagle class hull looms and a gantry hangs towards its bow, fastened with ribbons and a hegemony banner. Finally, we meet him. Rivas steps to the side, his bulk revealing High Hegemon Baikal Daud sitting on a simple folding stool, his splendid uniform coat hanging from a rack, fused over by a stylist and an advisor. Daud looks at you impressively, then, without breaking eye contact, commands his entourage, give us room, 5 minutes. They leave, Rivas following after meeting your eyes one last time. Uh, I thought you'd be taller. High Hegemon Daud. Captain Callisto, he says, and stands. Indeed, a smaller man than you expected. His voice, yeah, so maybe that was an insult. And we would have lost some respect. His voice holds a deep authority. However, through you've heard, though you've heard it in holocasts, with just a few words in person, you can feel why and how he leads the hegemony. Daud taps his datapad, activating a privacy field that dulls the ambient murmur of the shipyard's ventilation. House Provost Anahita Baird projects going? He asked. Uh, Breached any gates? That's what I wanted to talk to you about. I know, he says, and lifts a bottle of spirits from out of the small box. Baiju from Eventide. It looks expensive. This is for the newest member of the Hegemony Navy, Eagle class. After I crack this overhaul 051, it will become the enduring hope. How's that for a name? He pauses, waiting for your answer. I like it. I like it. Towards looks towards something better. Mm, were you were, were you expecting a poet? Laying it on a bit thick, isn't it? Let's go. It's the first one. He likes to be impressed, I suppose. The other raises an eyebrow. Huh? Didn't expect an idealist. He reverses and hefts the bottle like a practice swing and smiles. Here's to hope, then. Continue. Daud sets the bottle down. You're here to tell me our new provost wants to renew the old deal. She'll have to make additional concessions, isn't that right? I suppose you'll want to provide me with the details. He taps his datapad, opening a channel for you to upload the relevant material Bayard provided. Upload Bayard's document. As you complete the connection with your datapad, Dawood speaks. What we did to Calicor was justice. He risked the entire Galatia system, hundreds of thousands of citizens. That might be just one subsector of just one metroplex down there. He waves vaguely in the direction of Chico's Mostok, but his voice hardens. I will not allow any grand experiments that endanger these people. I expect Baird realizes that any misstep will be met with the overwhelming force of the hegemony navy. That's she's not stupid, he says thoughtfully, looking at the cruiser through the diamond matrix pane. But ambition can make a fool of anyone. He turns fully towards you. Do you trust Bayard? Yes, implicitly. Dowd looks you over. You'll lead an interesting path, I'm sure, he says skeptically. But now you must know that Bayard does not truly know the meaning of loyalty. Not really, and yet he puts a hand on his chest. Here too am I, hearing her out, so I will not think too poorly of you for your unlikely devotion. Tell Baird I accept, he says. She will receive additional demands. She won't like them. She will accept. He turns pacing. The gates are the question behind the entire hegemony. Are they not? Is the domain out there waiting to reward those who kept faith, blindly loyal for generations? So, as I said, the domain isn't destroyed. This was just an expansion of the domain in the Persian sector. The sector being one of the tentacles of the Milky Way galaxy. He stops. Or was there some grand catastrophe and nothing awaits us but ruins and the dead? Or will monsters from Lud's own nightmare pour out to devour us all? Unless we are armed and steadfast, ready to meet their threat. So we can return to the provost and tell everything. Okay. Captain, I need to know if we are history's fools or heroes. Not few among my comrades would say it is disloyal, even cowardly, to ask the question. He faces you. I think it is cowardly not to. All my busy helpers will be back in a moment, so make it quick. Did that Yarbe blue blood want anything important? So he gave me uh, crypt- crypto keys to pass to you. You seem to know a lot about what I do. I want to put in a good word with Horus Yarbe. He desires a peaceful reconciliation. That's something we have to say. I believe the trade tariffs are too high, especially for me. The hegemony AI inspections are too aggressive. Perhaps something could be done. Let's try this one first. Non-negotiable, Daud says icily. You've been out there. You've seen what happens twice. It won't happen again. I want to put in a good word with Horus. Of course he does. Jens Yarbey is only a minor stakeholder in the shipyards of Kazeron and holds major cross-faction investments. Daud smiles coolly. But I will take the good word of Baird's knee breaker under advisement. Okay. Dawood glances at his datapad. You've got 20 seconds, Captain. Any last words? So we can go through all of these, but one of them won't be accepted. So the only one that works is the Horus gave the crypto keys. Baikal Dawood taps his datapad, dropping the privacy field. As if on cue, the high hegemon small entourage returns with a babble of worries over how he'll look on the holocrest, the need to review talking points for the speech and his uniform. Security Chief Rivas looms, corralling you from the gantry utility room and back through the security checkpoints to your shuttle. So this is interesting because now we don't know what will happen when we open the gates. So anything can go. We can meet the old domain or something more crazy. So I love this thing. Where did we go to Kazeron? Yeah, this is not directed in the quest, but if we go back and we tell that we fulfill we put in a good word, we're gonna get him as a potential contact. So let's do that. Oh, you improved relationships. So supply production completed. Ah, yeah, I had a quest. I forgot. Silly me. Yeah, always do those quests. They're really profitable, and we get a lot of cash, and they're not difficult to do. Let's open the link. Horus. Salutations, dear Captain. What brings you to me? Heard from our mutual friend yet? I am pleased to say that I have been in contact with our mutual friend, Horus says with a wink. As with all good things, it will take time to enjoy the fruits of this effort. It seems I was right to trust you. Perhaps we shall have future dealings. And did I mention that despite the eroded morals of our youth, the Yarbe name is proving its academic powers in this latest generation? Well, let me tell you, you managed to extricate yourself fairly quickly from hearing too many tales of the Yarbe offspring's latest successes at the Galatia Academy. So, oh, he's also high. I thought he was very high. Damn it. Interesting. Anyway, but they're free. Good, good, good. So we have covered this part. Now, let's go back to Galatia and report back on our successful mission. And of course, I'm just gonna jump. I freaking hate these stupid boulders. Mhm, mhm. Open the directory and let's give him the report. Baird taps on the desk console. With the gate scans completed and Dowd's assurance that the hegemony will not interfere We may proceed to the implementation phase. The provost allows herself a small smile as she turns to you. This is Cory's moment, of course. Let me link her in. Provost Baird, Captain Callisto, Cory greets you. Explain the Janus device, Baird says, for the captain here. She looks nervous. The prototype device, she begins. Yes, in the broad strokes, the scan of, for the gate aperture, we direct a self-modifying phased hyperwave pulse which causes resonating in lower dimensions, which she looks up from the project schematic and notices she's losing her audience. Let's keep ahead to the application section. The schematics flicker through several labyrinthian arrangements and settle on the action flowchart. Here we are. The principle of the Janus prototype is similar to the scanner, but far more energetic. By tuning the pulse to the unique resonant signature of the particular gate aperture, one might theoretically activate that link. A second input would then target a known gate egress, though avoiding destructive interference in the Calabi-Yau manifold is tricky. So this should open the gate network. So complicated. Bert cuts in. Not exactly. Thank you for your attention to the details. Um, Sila, but if I may summarize, at this level of energy input, a temporary link should be created between two gates. The provost gets a distant look. Then, with sufficient energy in stable resonance interjected into the entire gate system. This time, Cory interrupts, but the data, it shows that the system, the resonance, it is fundamentally chaotic. There are clearly some factors we're seeing results the model doesn't account for, and at higher magnitudes, the results could be she searches for the word some way be to bind chaos and destruction into quantifiable language. That's enough, academician, Baird says forcefully. The captain is a highly skilled professional and doesn't need to hear all of this to do their job. The provost is right. I am more of a big picture type of lead academician. What exactly does chaotic mean in this context? Uh, Oh, she likes us more now. Bert turns to you, leaving Cory code. Academician Cory will return to work, refining the details as more data is gathered. As a great man once said, the technological advance is an inherently iterative process. Captain, she says, the first prototype Janus device is being transferred to your ship. Test it at the gate manifold you have scanned. I have scanned. Okay. Record everything with your sensor suit and the modified instrument we have provided. This may be the most important experiment in the history of the Persian sector. The manifold, of course. Cory speaks up one last time. Just don't use it in an inhabitable system like the incident when Calicore the hegemony. It wouldn't be good. Thank you, Baird, says acidly for the reminder, academician. The provost turns to you. Obviously, we shall not repeat my predecessor's mistake. Test this somewhere quiet. She turns for the holo display a, a dismissal. I await your results, Captain. Bear terminates the comms. So, let's choose a sector that isn't populated. And this is for good reason, because the game doesn't tell you. But uh, if we are not careful, Well, technically, I think this one is. Yeah, I'm just gonna go here. We're not gonna do it in our own place because the thing is that, well, I'll show you. Kind of get ahead of myself sometimes. Let's just enjoy the story. Okay, I'm gonna just be quiet here. So, we're gonna do the experiment here. Scan the gate first of all, and now we can use the what? The scanning beam flares the hyperdimensional display. Spirals and ripples peel in bursts from the gate, surging into inconceivable geometry. You hear the whisper of a faint music. The scan is complete. Use the Janus prototype on the gate. Now this happens. You know immediately that something is wrong. The hyperspace manifold display lights up with garish colors in violent walls and jags. The representation color key glitches out of parameters beyond any anticipated scale. You hear discordant tone, the hyperspace storm alarm, weirdly sounded here in normal space. Weirdly, sorry, and something else, echoing somewhere which exists only in your mind, like a wail of pain. Your sensor officer shouts a warning. Wavefront approaching. So we could try to make it to the jump point, but we won't. It's impossible. And this destabilizes the jump points. But aside from that, it also damages any ship within this subsector. So if we would have done it at our home in Rome, we would have damaged every ship in our sector. Well, not destroyed them, but still not fun. So now if we try to jump, we can't. It's destabilized. The only way to jump is using the traverse jump. And we're gonna be okay. Well, technically you can get out of there before the accident happens, but it's rare. Okay, let's go back to Galatia. So that was to be expected. It couldn't have been that easy, right? Okay, this was the third phase of the mission. Tell me what happened, Bert Tones is cold as vacuum. Corey is already on the link, looking paler than usual. You get the distinct feeling that the provost knows very well what happened. There was some kind of accident. You tell me what happened. I couldn't have been killed by that thing. Could have been killed. I've seen worse. What's plan B? Um, Bert narrows her eyes at this. Plan B is where we recalibrate the device using the data we've gained from the experiment. Then we try again. Corey begins to speak. Then thinks better of it. She looks ill at the thought. Bert turns to Corey, academician. When will the next iteration of the prototype be completed? Continue. I don't, she stares. We need more time. Academician Bert begins a warning. Um, Corey interrupts. I'm a theoretician, not an engineer. This isn't a matter of just fitting pipes or aligning agraf plates. What we're doing is completely new, and our engineering process is primitive. We're scientists trying to assemble the equivalent of a new hyperdrive in a teaching workshop. Not only are the facility insufficient, the project application falls outside my expertise. Baird visibly calms herself, but beneath her collected facade something seethes. Continue. You do not realize, the provost said, that I am holding several hegemony ministry at bay. They're reading to they're rearing to storm and purge the Galatia Academy again. All I have on my side are the good graces of the high scum hegemon Baikal Daud, and that is only held up by the sector shattering promise of what the result of this project could mean. If I don't get results, the lucky ones will live out their lives, their days in some outblight near the core of Quat. I'm sorry, we're having trouble, she says without a trace of apology, but I am accommodating the conditions circumstances have provided. By all means, Cory, take your time. Baird finished with icy sarcasm. Cory starts like she wants to speak. What? Baird says. What is it? I need Eliza Zal, Cory says quietly. Who? Says Baird, her patience for excuses at the end. A friend, an engineer, the best hardware wizard I know. I've even known, except she's in trouble. It's a long story, but when uh, we knew each other back on Westerners, there was. Bert interrupts the backstory. Captain Callisto, get Cory's friends if she thinks that'll help. Do whatever it takes, she says. Baird, bribe, blackmail, kill, I do not care. Be smart and be quiet about it. If we get a new prototype before you find this Elizazal character, we'll try that route. If not, carry on. I don't want to know the details because I do not care. Bam. This is like what a powerful leader goes through everybody. Academician Corey, the provost, withering attention, shifts like a pulsar beam. I don't want to hear a single non-actionable complaint until you have a new Janus prototype ready to deploy. Captain Callisto will run any of your little errands. Now, oh my god, this is like killer mood. Now, the provost concludes. I have a meeting with a very prickly hegemony inspector, and we're both going to pretend that we know nothing about what just happened out there. Both of you get off my comms. Damn, the link terminates. Um, let's see where we have to go and what we have to do. Cory appears on the comms display. Captain Callisto, hello. She takes a deep breath. Thank you for contacting me. I am sorry about everything. Provost Baird, the failed experiment. I should never have gone ahead with it when it wasn't absolutely certain of your safety. I understand Baird can be a bit assertive. Uh, I got out, I always do. Easy to say, I could have been killed. Yes, you definitely owe me for this. I got out, I always do. Yes, you did, but I should have been more careful. Cory shakes her head and takes a deep breath. So about finding Elisazal, I think we need gargoyle in it in on this conversation. Let me. She taps on her data pad. Gargoyle appeals in a flash. Silagal, where have you been? The goons won't let me into the lab anymore, so I snuck in when they were changing shifts. Uh, your bright but stylistically sedated friend told me you were in some kind of important meeting. So I thought, how important could it be if I wasn't invited? So I had to ask Alvis what was going on. Can you believe it? You know how he is, all stammering and trying so hard not to lie or say anything against the old witch, and the hacker pauses, taking in Cory's demeanor. And yours, oh, this is about the experiment and the exploding, isn't it? Queen Bee wasn't happy about that, huh? No, not especially. Yes, says Cory. I mean, no, she wasn't happy, but what's important now is that we find Elisa. Zal, Gargoyle interrupts, looking pleased. Yes, you know her? Uh, Cory looks confused. Oh, yes, but please, I must apologize, Gargoyle says magnanimously. I've interrupted your story. Go on. I don't want to spoil anything too soon. Cory recovers her composure. Okay, yes. So I've actually been in contact with Eliza off and on. Maybe the captain here knows about that. The provost with Eliza is, well, she begins, held sort of a prison by Kanta. She's being held sort of a prisoner by Kanta. Gargoyle nods enthusiastically at this revelation. Can you elaborate on sort of prisoner? Well, she's allowed some contact with the outside world, privileges. Obviously, I guess due to our arrangements, but that's all been through Kanta's organization. And then, though, whatever pirates owe the Kanta a favor, when Eliza says drop this instrument package in this orbit, if Kanta is behind her, it gets done. Eliza can sneak some things past Kanta's people. Her work is beyond them by a long shot. Cory smiles with pride at this, but it's risky and getting riskier. Kanta is a bit. She flutters her hands, trying to figure out how to express this. Her reactor is a bit leaky. Uh huh. Kanta is a pirate warlord, as in Kanta the pirate Kanta, as in the pirate warlord Kanta. Gargoyle, I feel you know something about what's going on. Oh, no, 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 the hacker says. But yes, a little. Here and there. I mean, how could I not? Zal has a reputation. She's the Zal. I could be a delight. It could be a delight to assist in another Zal scheme. You can tell from the way Gargoyle says a reputation that this is a sign of great respect for someone who does not respect easily. Um, no, what do you mean by another Zal scheme? Did I say that? Gargoyle says Gargoyle, failing to look innocent. Fine. Yes, another. Remember hacking the Azaltan relay? The hacker puts on a wishful look. Zal relay pulled through for me on that job. So Kanta, yes, that's the one in the magic system. This is part of the why I've been somewhat reluctant to bring it up. Eliza told me to keep it not secret exactly, but to be careful. Kanta has informers in many places. You know, blackmail, bribery, extortions. Anyone the Kantas can get their hands on, they'll use them. So you can never be sure who to trust. How do we get Zal out? I can get you in, Gargoyle says deliberately. You know to talk, find an angle. I think that might be how to do it. I may have worked with someone who twists my arm, yes. It was Kanta, someone, Gargoyle counts off a few fingers. Fourth cousin's grandnephew or something. Uh, There sure are a lot of kantas, aren't there? Very busy, the kantas. Point being, I may have acquired a digital token that will get you an audience without getting shot on sight. From there, well, you also have a reputation. Tell Kanta you'll do some work for her. You're a hot item in the dark hypernet. What with everything you've been up to lately? It's hot good. Gargoyle taps on at something and your datapad chimes. Up to the point. There's hot and there's radioactive. Right now, you're definitely hot, but you'll want to be careful about reaching critical mass. Yes, we certainly don't want that. Corey adds, but this is wonderful. If Gargoyle can give you a way in, then you can somehow get Elisa out. Maybe make a deal. I'll do whatever it takes. I don't have a lot of credits, but if it would help, we're going to need a better plan than asked nicely. Credits could help. How much are we asking? I'll just make it up as I go along. Intuition hasn't failed me. We're going to need. Let's see. I've been keeping an ear out, says Gargoyle. Keeping a finger on the pulse of the sector, basic responsibility of as my role as a tap of the line security consultant. Yeah, of course. Stranded stuff, really? Keeping the hegemony out of the network here only takes a few minutes a day. Clean the logs, update the firewall, steer the ICE. I could do it in my sleep. A curious mind like mine needs stimulation, right? Sure. What's the point? Kanta's really mad about something, Gargoyle explains. Some gang of pathers took something precious from her. She's putting out a call for the best mercs and captains. Maybe you'll answer it, the hacker says with a small smile. Uh, Cory nods enthusiastically. Yeah, that could work. You'd be perfect. So Kanta wants something found and returned. I could do that. Best of luck, the hacker says. Be sure to comms if you need anything. The academician looks pensive in the face of this bonhomie. Um, Thank you, Captain. You won't regret helping Eliza. I know it. Cut the links. Oh my god, this is gonna be fun. Fun, 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 fun. Let's go talk to Kanta. And since we are goody goody best friends with the pirates, they will let us go in without a hitch. Hitch, hitch, hitch. Hmm. Now there are a few various ways to do this. Um, you can just go with Mercs and try to extract her out of there without even speaking to Kanta. Or we will do this mission because it's far more interesting and it deepens the lore, in my opinion. We can raid it to extract it, prepare a shuttle to meet Kanta. Let's do that. The pilot goes through the routine chatter with what passes for traffic control. At this point, controls ask for the standard bribe for a good landing slot. You have comms control forwarded to your datapad. Yeah, who's this then, shuttle? Control crackles. Gonna buy me lunch or would you? Okay, okay. Let's make it easy, friend. Do you like your fry red or green? You transfer fractional credit over the thugs running traffic control, enough to cover a generous meal or a round of cheap drinks. There's one Brighton today. Control says enthusiastically. Me, I like going half seas with the fry, bit each. Shuttle, you're clear to land at Munitions Bay 12. Let someone important. Know that I'm here to see Warlord Kanta. Copy that shuttle, the comp crackles. Hold, please. The vid feed, the vid feed flickers to life. A wash of static and audio distortion receding as your datapad adjusts for outdated comp protocols. Yeah, your Kuma Angeles snarls before bothering to glance at a grimy datapad. Ah, she grunts, dropping the datapad with a clatter. I see you now. You ain't nothing, are you? Got a colony or two? Have you got business to talk? Send the digital token given to you by Gargoyle. You hit the send command and the token transmits. Instantly, you see the pirate's face change expression. Oh, family, huh? Didn't recognize your face, Cap. You don't got that family look, but haha, the Kantas, there are everywhere. Ha! Loot's hell. You should have said something before I got off broadsiding you. You know the drill. The warlord doesn't like comms, so we'll have to make you an appointment with with the court. Get your boots on station, and I'll have someone meet you. Dock on Kanta station. Two guards accompany you onto the station while the rest wait with the shuttle. This is how it is done here. You led by one of Kanta's lieutenants towards the center of the station, adjusting to the disjointed agra fields. Pirates of all shades and ages eye you for weaknesses. Their big, uh, bedecked in prizes. Okay, we've said this in the past. Um, okay, now we get to meet Kanta. Past pitted blast doors hung with Crimson Skull banners. A large bay opens. The lingering acid scent of energy weapons. We've read this. The maybe Dr. Sidonia lurks near the bases of her throne. He steps forward. Behold, he strikes. The court of the warlord Kanta, queen by blood conquest, is in session. Sidonia nods, stiff neck, the tiniest hint of bow, then addresses you before the entire court. You bear a token of Kanta's skin, Nashian, who is of the outer family. But Nashian never gave you this token. I checked. Now Now the guards react, leaving their weapons, not trading them on you yet. Continue. Kanta speaks again, raising a countless arm of empathy. We know the family is safe, so we will not take your blood, not this day. Lucky you, the doctor whispers, smiling, then speaks louder, the great warlord wondering, why would a thief dare show their face before mighty Kanta? The warlord makes an art of correcting those who hold the misguided belief that they may steal from her. His spindly arm extends to indicate something piled in the dark round Kanta's throne. Round shapes in the shadow, a glint of ivory. I'm not a thief. I come openly, having taken this prize from your kin. I'll waste no time. I'm here for Elisa Zal. Dr. Sidonia pulls back, shocked at your directness, and glances at Katna to argue how he should react. He scurries up her throne to whisper in her ear and listen. Satisfied after a short conference, the doctor stands forward to address you. The great warlord is intrigued by your knowledge of her queendom. Sidonia intones relish with drama. When the outer family and the great Kanta's watchful sub, sub, subjugants from all across the sector whispered about the cleverness of the Captain Callisto, their words were no mere neutrino ghosts. Mhm. So we have a legacy out there. his voice darkness. But here your journey comes to an end, Captain. Such insolence, he motions to guards who raise weapons. The warlord will, with a clank, Kanta herself stands, and her amplified voice drowns out Dr. Sidonia. We see a predator, a hunter, a trickster, a warrior. We see a weapon. We would we would wield it. We will wield you. Um, the cowering Dr. Sidonia licks his lips and turns back to you. Her ruthlessness would wield you, he admits, then addresses the court. Glory and riches flow to those who the warlords so honors. My payment will be Zal. Sidonia hunches forward and speaks quietly. Simply access. Or no, you demand is the whole of the person. Kanta went through much trouble to acquire the asset and is loath to give it up. But his eyes twitch, accessing cybernetic implants. We understand that your ability are exceptional and you have access to high places, special technologies. I might be able to convince Kanta to let you have the asset if you will serve well. Just Kanta voice booms out again. Bring me back my pet Loki. The Zal is yours. Blood for blood. The pattern called Cotton, if you remember when we met that other fleet, the Panther fleet that we fought in the previous mission, will be through Kanta's justice. Will be taught Kanta's justice. Continue. Sidonia cringes at her demand and smiles apologetically as he steps back to address the court. The Great Warlord will have her pet return. This Callisto, this will be her champion where all others have failed. He leans close to you, smelling of vinegar. Okay, maybe he will tell who Loki is. Sidonia speaks quickly and quietly to you, eyes flickering with words and images only he can see. Brother Livewell Cotton, a rising star of the Ludic Path, based out of the planet Epiphany at the Al-Jabbar system. Generally, he could be many places, however. One of his cells kidnapped Kanta's pet, a clone of the former warlord Onesmios Loki and my creation. She wants her pet back. No one else has managed to track Cotton down. He frowns hesitantly to reveal something, then gives in. She's obsessed. It's made things difficult. Do this, and you may relieve uh, me of Zal as well. That meddling tinker. Um, okay, it's a deal. There's no point with the other ones. Ignoring your words, Sidonia turns abruptly to the court and gives you a shrill cry. It is agreed. This captain will return the great warlord's pet Loki. Watch now and be educated. This is how you serve the great warlord. Kanta claps once with her gauntlets like an airlock slamming shut and stands. Noise erupts from the court. Sidonia retreats to her side and the guards step forward to lead you away. Why did this happen? Well, whatever. So you feel their hate as Kanta or is Sidonia wields you like a bludgeon to shame. So the pirates are envious that I've got this mission. Interesting. You have an angle, at least dubious though it may be, brother Cotton, the clone of Onesmios Loki, a pirate captain tattooed with skulls and first note with a shovels past you, mumbling about bootlickers. Your guard stands but relax as the pirate and their entourage proceed. They're posturing, not looking for a fight, despite Kanta or Sidonia poisoning your reputation with the pirates at large. They won't dare stand in your way while you carry out the will of Warlord Kanta. That's true. Um, and Loki was a big warlord who fought with the hegemony. Like his pirate fleet. Well, initially he wasn't kind of a pirate. He was more like, but he was a warlord. Uh, he took like a good chunk of army and he was trying to overtake the Persian sector, but then he got defeated by Andrada, if I remember correctly. Okay, where is that mission? Oh, here, very close by. Epiphany. Ow. Tum, tum, tum. Hey, go in the hole. We're going to disable this. And let's go dark mode. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, you didn't see anything. So we can raid and get the clone, or we can ask about Brother Cotton. You begin with the time-honored conversation started of buying strangers around to celebrate the good haul. It is a hard sell here. Off-worlders drink their vices fruitively to maintain a thin veneer of ludic deniability. You focus instead on the unbelieving Epiphany natives who regularly work with starfarers. Casually inquiring about important export business opportunities understood by all to be a roundabout pitch for a smuggling job. You ask, by the way, have you heard of Brother Cotton? Invoking his name kills conversation like an EMP. One table mumbles excuses and leaves their untouched wigs. Fearful then that you're an informant, an enormous fool, or both. Continue. Watch yourself speaking that name, one old orb pusher tells you, taking a long drawn from your gifted drink. I know folk who crossed him and they ended up dead. He's got eyes and ears everywhere, clever enough to be bent the teach bends to his advantage. You know, most true believers, cowards pulling a con or got their brains adrift. Not him though, no. He's made the path his own and knows how to use it. Well, he finishes the drink with one long gulp. This will be your then, and scatters off just as a trio of burly thugs in mining guild uniforms approach. Um, Evening, friends. Next round's on me. We reject the guild bribery of Momon, says one of the heavies, spitting at your feet. The others look similarly uninterested at your offer. What's your what's our brother's good name doing in the mouth of this heretic? The first one says to the others. Might be we have to remove it ourselves. I'm here to talk to Cotton. I'm here to talk. Cotton will know me. The lead heavy resolve waves and he turns to his left. The backup pulls out a chunky device, a handmade comms unit, and mumbles a query. It emits a scratchy, distorted response. Whatever was said, it must have been good news. The heavies visibly relax, and the leader, now more suspicious than hostile, says Brother Cotton would parley. Be here to meet after next shift. I'll wait. Their leader nods worriedly, and the pack retreats to their own table. You can feel their eyes on your pack. Serve a pot of tea, please. You station yourself in a nice, solid corner, back to the wall. Good. Uh, what's that word? Sidelines to exits. Um, your guards unobtrusively follow suit. The tea arrives shortly, and the serf makes no small talk, eager to not give the impression that they have any association with you. Wait. You note that the change of shift as chronometers and tastefully obsolete datapads notify the working regulars, miners, and spacers crew mostly to finish their drinks and stumble off to their assignments. The proprietor sets down a bottle and approaches you. Hear me, I beg, she says. I've nothing to do with him or his. You can't refuse them here, Captain. She glances toward the table with the heavies. They're watching you both very closely. I was told the black the back room he's waiting now. I saw nothing today. Go to the back room. The private room is austere, dim, but the spot of paper lantern casts on the figure sitting facing you. He raises his face as you enter the halls and holds a hand out to welcome you to sit. The sparse decor and furniture have the solid handmade quality of the ludic crafts, and you know the seat could be sold for a good price of any number of the core walls. Captain Callisto, I am Brother Cotton, and I am pleased to greet you with the blessing of Lud's peace and all that. Naturally, he winks and offers a hand, shakes the hand. His smiles widen slightly as you shake his hand. A pleasure. Call me Livewell if you like. I'll thank you for the sentiment. Want to join me for tea? I offer it to you, my guest, with the safety and hospitality that I've been blessed to provide. He nods your hesitation and sits first. Come along in your own time. I'm no scorpion. I do assure you. Uh, okay, sit. You sit with Brother Cotton, notorious Pater Terrorist. Cotton arranges two plain cups and tests the temperature of the teapot. Now, I do not know why you are here. It's not a great cup of tea, secret whispering and listeners why the warlord Jorier Kanta has been sending a most diverse sorry, he doesn't know why it's here. A most diverse company of near dual wells to bring myself to an ultimately end and be convenient, claim back her ungodly creation. He pauses, then adds, though I must offer my apologies. I most assuredly expect yourself from the company of those near dual wells. Did you not send a rogue ludic knight to kill me, despite hired killers coming for you? You meet me with tea. Why? Tell true. If I met you with a hammer and fiery sword, would you prevail? Cotton nods generously. Might be you do. Then what would my brothers and sisters have died for? The clone? He takes a moment and sips his tea, and finding it hot, blows on the cup. It serves our holy war. The Kanta not forget that the path is all around her, uh, ephemeral and indomitable. Killing is not victory. He smiles weirdly. Not always. This seems uncharacteristically non-violent. Cotton sets uh, his tea down, smiles gone. I confess to you that I did not always seek victory over killing. Given battle, I choose to destroy my enemies over defeating them. In time, Loot spirits showed me the true path. I humbly submit and step away from that younger man's rage when it serves our holy war. Hegemony tacticians and the thinking machines alike make the same mistake. They think that we who walk the path can be defeated if we are measured, tackled, and numbered. Our beautiful holy war is not mathematical calculation, but the soul of humanity. What we fight for cannot be held in databanks or and logbooks. He looks at you carefully. I am certain that now it's not our time to do battle, he says. We walk a path, you and I, and here I cross. It crosses, but does not end. I know not but that I must have faith. He sips his tea. It's good now. You should have some. Um, Kanta didn't explicitly ask me to kill you, nor did Sidonia. I wish to take the Loke clone back to Kanta as agreed. Brother Cotton nods, and you surprise simply saying, then you shall. This is unexpected. By both of us, I tell you true. I have prayed long on this matter, he says, bringing his hands together as if in demonstration. Once long ago, I was in a prison cell. I heard a music like the holy pneuma from afar, a choir of angels. My heart leaped to be touched so. Eagerly, I listened closer and I do not blink. It was gone. For just a moment, I was touched by grace. Do you understand? My life turned on that point. I found the path. The music did not return, so that was my one moment, I thought. I had confirmed my righteous calling, and that was enough. For years, I heard nothing. I expected nothing. Then one day, not too long ago, he speaks haltingly, looking troubled. It did visit upon me again. His voice is soft now. That was the day I was told you were to come here. What am I to make of that? Continue. Brother Cotton Sands, I cannot say whether it is a choir of angels or a host of demons. He says, I fear not pain, death, or judgment, but I do fear to stray from the path. He adjusts his coat on one of his minions, opens the door, and clings and murmur of the threat tea house returns. My people have already brought the abomination to your shuttle, and as if on cue, you feel an urgent buzz from your comms. Go there now with Loot's peace, he says. Leave. Once outside the tea house, you duck into a dark corner where the local vice squad is unlikely to spot you engaging in flagrant use of technology. You confirm via comms that the clone Loki has indeed been handed over to your waiting shuttle crew. You return to your shuttle and get the full but short story from your nervous guards. A squad of potters appear, shove a strange man into their hands, then left. Interestingly enough, like Loki and Valkyr and all of these Nordic names, Norse names, they're actually inspired by the mythology and not by the Avenger movies. So yeah, it's really cool that the lore is embedded into some portion of Terran history, or at least mysticism. Enter the shuttle. Inside, a couple of confused-looking Marines are watching clone Loki eat a simple meat of space radiation wrapped in foil. Meal, sorry. As you approach, Loki looks at you curiously, dropping the foil package with a bland smile. He says, "Loot blesses you. Together we will walk on the path." You tell the Marines to let him finish his lunch before escorting him to the bring for safekeeping. So they brainwashed him somehow. Uh, Loki, do you want to go back to Kanta? Loki smiles. Some green thing from the radiation still stuck. From sorry, radiation from the ration still stuck in his teeth. Yes, I will go to Jorian. He says excitedly. I will tell her about the path. She will like it. Loki, do you want to stay here? Loki, do you want to be free? Return in orbit. Whew. Sorry, I'm getting tired and I'm misreading a lot, but still. Interesting. Radiation instead of ration. Nice, nice, nice. I'm a good narrator, aren't I? I couldn't do it for the life of me. I don't know why I jumped, but whatever. Hey, don't go through the sun. Okay. Your nav officer calls your attention to the bridge display of the local volume, what passes for traffic control, blah 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 blah. Warlord Kanta appears and a masked face atop a throne dropped with the trophies of raids and conquests. Continue. Besides her, of course, is Dr. Sidonia, who begins to speak. Ah, so Captain, do you return our dear Loki? Kanta booms over him. Yes, a shuttle will take him station side. I have yeah. Kanta breaks into a titanium smile. Good, good, says Sidonia, rushing to get a word in. The warlord is much pleased with your work. Now send me Zal. Kanta laughs inhumanly. Ah, says the doctor, licking his lips. I'm afraid this isn't quite so simple as that. You've not pleased the great warlord Kanta sufficiently for her to simply give you the prize trinket. What is it you want? Mm, what is it you want then? Tactician whispers in your ear. Captain, detected stealth mines arming. Uh, Sparse envelopment of ship damage outlook, checking moderate. They want to show they can hit us. Kanta's voice rolls from the comms. Kanta wields, and it is Kanta who orders. If we give you a gift, it will be only at our pleasure. You must learn. Yes, yes, Sidonia agrees. You must learn. Kanta has for you another task. Complete it without complaint, then perhaps you may win back her favor. After after such an outrageous continue. Zal joins the line, interrupts Sidonia. I've decided to take Captain Callisto on that deal, Zal says. Her voice sounds close as if she's speaking from inside vac suit. Captain, I'm outside your flagship now. If you would please open the bay doors. Shock washes over Sidonia's impossible. Yeah, Sidonia, impossible, he says, and turns to some minion. Check Zal's quarters now. Continue. Um, Kanta's voice rips painfully across the comms. Call my fleets. Destroy her cybernetic visage crackles in a wash of static. So we have been interrupted. But whoa. Only with Kanta we've messed up a bit. Zal image flickers, then holds steady. I took the liberty of injecting one of Gargoyle's ticks into their network, she smirks. Would you mind letting me on board? I won't take them. It won't take them long to get a signal out. Um, this volume is going to be swarming with pirates very soon, to say nothing of the stealth mine network. Open the port bay. Oops, okay. After a tense minute, security reports that they brought Zal aboard along with a large equipment case. At your orders, your security chief provides her with a ship comms unit. I owe you one, Zal says, and I think I can repay you shortly. But first, you're going to want to get me out of Stealth Mine Network. I think you have something Kanta values more than taking revenge on you or me. Security toss the Loki clone out on the airlock with a helmet. We don't want to murder him because he's innocent. He's just a clone. Captain, your tactical officer reports the stealth mines have disarmed. We're clear to disengage. Continue. Zal speaks up. Kanta will call her fleets. They're usually loiter in nearby hyperspace. They'll come enough the jump. They'll come through the jump points, then straight for us. We've got a way to get out of magic system without a fight. And you hear a smile in her voice. In the equipment case, I brought on board a fully operation Janus device. Ooh. Nav, set course for the magic gate. Course locked in, Captain. Navigation response. A little nervous. Continue. Ship all ready to burn, says navigation. Ship ready to burn. Oh my god. Make it so. So we're gonna go to the freaking gate. Hopefully we're gonna make a successful jump. But we can also go in other ways. Okay. Um, so you have scanned the gate. Okay, and discovered the rhythm of the secret heart of the thing hidden in the sleep of space. With your permission, Captain, Zal says over internal comms. I'll jury rig the Janus device into your flagship's hyperdrive. Hook up the Janus device. Oh, on it, she says. It takes mere minutes before your chief engineer reports that the integration of the Janus device into your hyperdrive system is complete. The Janus device is ready. Your navigation officer reports. We can traverse the gate, Captain, at your orders. Nav, activate the Janus device and take us in. The hyperspace manifold pulses coolly. Then again, warmer. It's working. Your officers operate with collective cool, but you can feel their tension. You are about to do what no one has done for over 200 cycles. A distant keening touches your mind. You instantly review your command status display. No hyperspace alarm, no system alerts. No one else reacts as if anything is wrong. It's just in your head. an animal in pain. You try to concentrate on the sound and it slips away. You hear the thump of life support, the rumble of engines, the sort of chorus of the bridge consoles, feedback, and your officer's humanity. Everyone is watching the pulsing of the gate. Access executive control. Ooh, nice. And we're going to go to Galatia. Oh, let's jump, let's jump. Nice. If we didn't use the gate, we would have gotten the same thing when we reached this place. And now it's time to end the mission. Hmm. Was a nice journey. Captain Callisto Bear says, we observed your ship come through the gate. It was magnificent. She takes a deep breath, looking up and away for a moment, then back at you. History has leaped forward for the first time in 200 cycles. Cory, the provost, says suddenly she should hear this so she knows why I had to do all that I did. I'll link her in. Continue. Cory joins the call, alert and expectant. Captain, she says, and Provost, we've all been watching the feeds, and I've been in contact with Elisa. Thank you, Captain. The Provost raises an eyebrow. Prompted, Cory explains. Elisa built a working Janus device and gave it to the captain. She bought us the full schematics. I should like to meet this Elisa Zal, the provost says evenly. And there we have her. Hello, Provost, Zal says. Finally we speak. I've heard so much about you. It's a small thing, but you watch as Baird suppresses first shock, then a flash of anger at her comms being joined without invitation. Ooh. Catfight. Elisa Zal, Baird says, you can almost feel her judging through the comms link. This is all very surprising, she says, off balance. Academician Cory Zal, we have much to discuss, but first get those schematics to the hyperspace labs. And Captain, the provost addresses you now. If you would come directly to my office, we ought not discuss details next stage on comms. Um, I say nothing. So you take your shuttle to Galaxy Academy, and Lisa Zal sits across from you, smiling to herself. Planning something? Is it Cory? Zal rolls her eyes at you and falls to suppress a smile. Ah, they were in love, baby. You enter Provost Bayard's office, and she greets you with uncharacteristic warmth. Come in. Make yourself comfortable, she says. You note a bottle of something rare and four crystal glasses on her desk. She taps at her console interface. I wanted to show you this before the announcement went public with, she adds with sarcastic reverence, approval from the high hegemon. With a flick, the holoprojector beams an image into the large central volume of the office. Your flagship triumphantly exiting a gate, drive aglow, hyperspace bubble, rendering in the visible EM as a victorious golden aura. As this little show is only the first step, Captain, I think between two gates is momentous. But it means that so much more is possible. If we can open one gate, then we can scale the technology to open more. It will take naturally unimaginable energy and the reassurance of sector spanning empire. Baird brings her hand together, staring at the hollow, and taps her fingers as it to let off excess energy. Though the factions of this sector are weak, the bones of the domain are scattered all around us. Academician Simisola has located a derelict coronal tap which could provide the energy required to theoretically mine open permanent links to the gate network. And if what Corey theories imply are true, the provost attempt return to the world around her. Where is Corey? She was to report here after securing the schematics. Continue. She taps a key on her desk console, a touch of annoyance in her voice. Sebastian, Sebastian, have Cory and yes, and Zal have them sent here. She shakes her head and gives you a see what we must deal with look. As she turns away, the comms unit chimes. She turns back. What is it, Alves? Is she on the station or not? Stop stammering. Is it a simple question? It's a simple yes or no question. I see. She taps the comms, the triumph draining from her expression. Ooh. Security. Find academician Cory and her Elisa Zal. Yes, immediately. Top priority. Another tap. Tap. And get me that Insping hacker. Yes. I mean gargoyle. No, just on comms. Sneak a glass of victory spirit while you can. Which bears attention forcefully and increasingly furious. Focused elsewhere, you pour yourself a glass, sample the fumes, and sip. Some kind of brandy, eventide, judging by the label. A stylized arc of solar mirrors over a celestial orb. A fine, vintage, subtle, powerful, unexpected. You're beginning to suspect that this might be the highlight of the rest of the day. Ooh. Gargoyle face appears, projected over the expression desk. Expansive desk, sorry. Where are they? Baird demands. But by Loot 7 hells, I will sell you piece by piece to Tritakion if you lie to me. The hacker goes very still, staring at the hissy crack in a bulkhead, threatening to collapse into vacuum. I do not know, Gargoyle says deliberately. I did not assist them in some scheme, though perhaps I did, though they never said it was their intention. I simply provided tools they requested, codes, programs, advice. So you helped them, Baird shouts. For the protection I provided, asking the High Hegemon himself to overlook your crimes, you repay me with treachery? Gargoyle holds up a hand. No, you look. I admit I suspected something, but I didn't ask. You gave me explicit instructions to fulfill any requests, anything made by Cory. You can tell the hacker is impressing an impish smile. It's depressing, sorry. I have the recording. Do anything Cory says, you said. And I don't want you to ask any more insane questions. I believe those were your exact words. Bam! Baird slams her hand on the console, terminating the links. Her personal comms chime. Then chimes again. She picks up. Speak. Continue. She listens for a moment, then clicks off a comm without replying. Her hand trembling, she removes her spectacles, and you hear a small snap. Oh god. She turns away, badly rigid. Have you a knife for me too, Captain? Bear stares at you out the window, broken spectacles dangling from her hand. An open gate, your ship poised triumphant in flight from the cascading hyper vortices of its great maw, spins slowly and silently from the hollow projector. It looks like my work here is done. I truly believe in your project. I would not betray you. You got what you deserve, didn't you? History doesn't always turn out the way you expect. You reap what you sow. Didn't Lutz say that so about getting paid? Let's go with four. No, she answers, gazing out the window. Uh, it, I truly believe in your project. I would not betray you. Don't waste my air on sentiments, Bert spits. You are clearly not the foremost hyperspace theoretician in the Persian sector. It looks like my work here is done. Yes, says Bear without emotion. Um, so let's just leave. Let's not ask anything else. The heavy wooden doors give at your touch, and you step through, surprising the guards in minor faced helmets. The waiting room of courtiers eyes you spitefully. What business does some blah 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 blah? We know this. You step through the airlock doors into the shuttle bay, the very stars at your fingertips. And I think what happened is that Baird, sorry, that Cory and Zal took the information and implemented it into other gates, and people can use them freely now, or the information is public. And this means that the hegemony cannot take monopoly over the gate control, or at least not in the sense that they want. So I think this kind of put the hegemony at a disadvantage a bit. But still, they're still very powerful until we grow up and we destroy everything, of course. I'm not gonna just go that far. But the idea is that now we can use all the gates in the system and we can jump anywhere we wish. So if we're just gonna go, I'm curious. Can we talk with Gargoyle? Uh, so Baird hasn't thrown you over to hegemony yet. Now we've got too much to offer one another. Gargoyle says casually. Me, pearl's skill, wit, and resourcefulness. Her boundless ambition exceeded only by her resentment. Is that it? The hacker ticks off an additional finger. Me, the dirt from both near and afar. Another finger. Her credits legitimacy and, if not forgiveness, then a clean head about the value of an asset, despite personal feeling about said asset. I'll be fine, Gargoyle says, waving a hand dismissively. I must say, though, I am touched that you're so concerned about my well being. Um, Sebastian, I've been told that I was meant to be paid above after the Janus business. Oh, Captain, yes, of course, Sebastian says, flustered. I just, with everything going on the end, there's security and the shouting, yes, getting you paid. Let's see. He taps nervously at his console. Finance, contracts. Yes, there you are. He manages a smile, and there you go. He begins 200,000. Yes. I just wanted to say thank you, he says, for it's been an honor to be part of making history, I guess. Uh, I, I I couldn't have done it without you. He didn't do more. Well, he gave us jobs and stuff. I just didn't do them. I thank you. I mean, yes, he's clearly blushing now. Goodbye. He manages to sit the com link cut off on his security try. I thought we could speak with Zal and Cory one last time, but apparently not. So let's just make one last journey to our sector so we can enjoy the jumps. And this is really cool because you don't have to consume so much fuel if you want to go exploring and stuff. This is why it's important to do this mission first, though it's not easy. It's doable even at the first of the beginning levels, and it's a very good story. Travel through the gate, and we're gonna go home. No, here. Initiate transit, and this is a good place to end our story. I think it was magnificent. I can't wait for future updates with better stories. I mean, more developing stories. And what have you, like more ships, more everything. Really amazing game. And it's not done. Can you believe it? It's just so extraordinary. And not to mention, there's so many mods out there that can enhance your game. Next Cerulean for one is like that, though I don't think you can play the mission. It automatically skips everything and activates the gate. But the thing with Nex is that, for me at least, it feels like it changes the game way too much. It gives a lot of interesting things to play around with. It's more oriented towards more like I don't know, RTS style rather than because you can expand your colonies, take over other factions, give colonies to some factions, and so on. There's a lot of new mechanics implemented, but I think that just takes away from the game. The vanilla game is more about the story and us going through the journey. The colonies are there for us as a side activity. It's like a home, like the house from Skyrim, let's call it. Uh, and it does have a practical value in the sense of cash and giving us something to do to babysit the colonies and go to do the exploration and try to consolidate our faction reputation and so on. So it's very balanced. Well, while Nex is more on just go and fight and dominate, and it's cool, but it's not my thing. I'm more here for the story, to be honest, and I really enjoyed the story, and the characters are very lovable, and uh, well, you can appreciate the writing quality. It's just amazing. I'm sorry for my unprofessional skills of narrating, but I did my best. My voice is going out. Thank you, awesome guys. Uh, it was super awesome. I really loved replaying this game. And next, we're going to play. I'm thinking between Gothic and Underrail. Underrail is amazing as well, but it's kind of long. Uh, let's go with Gothic. I think Gothic is more closer to my heart. Okay, guys. See you in the next episode. Stay awesome. Bye.